seems to be reluctant to God. Find out what his willingness is. What is he willing to do? It's in the book. His will is in the book. That's what he's willing to do. We just need to take the time to go in his word, find out what his will is. And this is the confidence, verse 14, which we have before him, that if we ask anything according to his will, he hears us. He hears us. He hears us. He hears us. The next verse says, and if we believe that he hears us. And I need to stop right here where it says if. This is the second time, verse 15, where we see the word if. Now we mentioned that what God is willing to do. Talked a little bit about his reluctantness, so it appears to us. He said if. He also says if in verse 14, which there is a possibility that we won't even ask. Why is it that we don't ask? Is it because we don't know his will? Why don't we ask? Or we're not willing to look up to find out what his will is. It's a process. Sometimes you have to look in there. God says that we're to rightly divide the word of truth. That's work. You've got to put some time in it. You've got to put some time in it. You got to read a little bit. Amen. I'm going to be the first to admit it. Reading is not my strong point. It is really easy for me to come home, turn on TV. But you got to put some time in. You got to put some time in. You got to put some time in. My wife reminds me of that all the time. So if it's a possibility that we won't even ask, and to be a child of God, you are missing out on your inheritance because you have access to the God who created everything. And we won't ask. It's a possibility. If it's a possibility. But for those of us who ask, God said he hears us. He hears us. Why does he hear us? According to this verse, it's because it's written in the book. It's his will. I'm telling you. It's his will. If we pray his will. Like I mentioned, my wife, she loves the internet. That's why I'm on the computer. And we were looking up this guy because he told me that I was just going to mention him and I was just going to run on George Mueller. And she said, well, he needs to be qualified. You just can't just mention him and just go on down. Who is this guy? Where did he come from? She said, he's got to be qualified. So I said, okay, let's qualify him. And so she said, this is why I love the internet. And George Mueller just pops up, right? He was an outstanding man, but I'm not going to preach about him, but I want to look at something that he did. I told you where he was from. This guy's name is R.A. Torrey, who wrote about George Mueller. who was a pupil of George Mueller. England, he was born in England, mighty man of prayer in his time. He raised over $8 million. Think of how much that would be in today's money. Like I said, it was 1805 to 1898. Through prayer for several orphanages that he founded. But George Mueller never prayed anything just because he wanted it, or even if he felt it was needed for God's word. Here's what one author wrote about him. This is this guy, Torrey. When it was laid upon George Mueller's heart to pray for anything, he would search the scriptures to find if there was a promise for that case to cover. So he didn't even, just because I want it and I want it now, just because I see a need, I think it needs to be, he took the time, he stopped, and he says, okay, let me find a case in here that closely matches my circumstance. And then after I find that case, I'm going to see what the outcome was, what the promises that God gave to him, and that's when I'm going to pray. Sometimes he would search the scriptures for days before presenting his petition to God. And when he found the promise, with his open Bible before him and his finger upon that promise, he would plead that promise with an open Bible before him to God. Why are we always in a hurry? God is eternal. But the reason why we're always in a hurry is because we're stuck in time. But he's not in time. His will is going to be accomplished. So let's just take a couple days. Find a case that closely matches our situation. And pray the promise.
That's right.
When the Lord first gave me this passage, I believe that it was because we were going through this 40 days of prayer, and I do believe that. And I also believe that it was because of where our pastor was at that time. But I also believe, and I saw today, God just dropped it in my spirit, that this church is not going to ever be the same again. There's 10 more days left in the 40 days of prayer. I'm asking. I know I haven't been here for the situation, but that's really no excuse. Just got to work real hard. But I'm asking for the next 10 days.